Hi, everyone. My name is Brandon Fogel. This is Evolution. We are going to dive into my analytics today for anyone that cares. I've said that I wanted to do it when I hit the 4,000 hour mark on YouTube. And I want to explain a little bit about that, what that is. So I'm going to go through my analytics, just show everything, be transparent as I really can be. But I also do want to get into some things where I think I've fallen short and things that I wish I would have done different. Early on, like back in 2024 when I first started YouTube, I actually boosted a couple videos. I promoted a couple videos to paid for impressions, and which was able to get me more views and more subscribers. But then I realized I found out I didn't know anything. I was just starting YouTube. I didn't know any of this stuff, but none of that counts towards watch time. None of that counts towards really organic building your channel. And it actually can hurt your channel in the long run, a lot of ways. And I wish I would have done things different, but I just really didn't know what I was doing, honestly. But I did want to describe before we get into this, and I'm going to go through like what I paid for and all that, and how all that happened, and what kind of came of it. But I did want to explain a little bit about the 3,000, 4,000 hour mark, what that even means. Some people don't know necessarily, but at 3,000 hours, there's different tiers. 3 million shorts views in 90 days. It unlocks different things. You can get channel memberships. People can pay monthly to support your channel and get perks, super chats and super thanks, shopping and merch features, fan funding features. So I've unlocked that because I've reached the 3,000 hour mark. And then there's the 4,000 hour mark, which is the next tier. It says at 4,000 hours, plus 1,000 subscribers or 10 million shorts views in 90 days, you can unlock ad revenue sharing, pre-roll ads, mid-roll ads, display ads, YouTube premium revenue share, full monetization across your long-form content. So the big difference, 3,000 hours equals your audience can financially support you. 4,000 hours, YouTube itself starts paying you through ads. So that's kind of like the breakdown of what that all means. And before I get into like the end of it, where I'm going to go through actually my when I did the paid ads, or you can do that on YouTube. You can pay for ads. Not really pay for ads. You can pay for impressions. And whenever I was doing that for like a couple months or a few months. And then I realized that none of it was counting towards any watch time. If you're paying for your ad, or I keep saying ads, if you're paying for your impressions, your views, it's really you're paying for it to be on YouTube and like in front and like in the recommended section, and where people can see and they can click into. So you're paying for those impressions. Those impressions, those watch time, it doesn't count at all towards your watch time to get into these tiers in YouTube. But without further ado, I want to dive into actually just showing my analytics, and I'm gonna move. This is. I'm gonna kind of move me around. I was gonna see if I could actually move this around. Yeah, okay, you can. I didn't know. So you can see I can move myself on there. I always was wondering that, like, if I'm live, can I actually move myself on the screen? I guess I can. I guess you can. All right. So this is my YouTube studio. So if you're in YouTube, you kind of control and see all the metrics that are coming in, the views that are coming in, the comments that are coming in. You can respond right away to them. So that's where I'm at. And the longest time ago, like 2 years ago, when I first started YouTube, I remember I started off and the first video I did about analytics was like my second like podcast. And I was at 45 subscribers. 45 subscribers. Right now you can see I'm at 196,475. A lot of those, pretty much most of those, was when I was running the impressions, or whatever you want to call it. I guess it's promotions. That's what it's pretty much called. And it was just putting it in front of a lot of people. You can kind of, do you want to get more views? Do you want to pay through YouTube to get more views? Or is your goal to get more subscribers? I was choosing subscribers. I thought like, why not? Why not try to get myself in front of as many people as possible? But really, it actually does it. It doesn't. If your channel was to just like sell a product, maybe, but like if you want to organically build your platform or your reach and actually connect with people, it really, I don't think, is the best way. It can actually hurt your channel in the long run. But okay, let's just dive into it. You can kind of see a couple of my things. You can see comments, the most recent subscribers there. This people that just hear this, that are listening to the podcast, I'm not going to be able to say everything, but if you go on YouTube and you can actually see what I'm showing on there, it might be a little bit easier to see everything. So right now it says looking good and views. Right now this is the last 28 days. you can see I have 71,800 views. So this is not having run ads or promotions. I have not done that since I think I'm promoted and boosted 12 videos, and that's what it was at the beginning. I was just wanting to, like, people aren't seeing my content. I think whenever I first started YouTube, honestly, I thought the only people that were seeing my videos, if I made a video, I thought it was the only people that I knew. I wasn't even aware that YouTube would recommend you or put you in front of people without, like, I thought you almost had to, like, people had to know who you were. You had to build an audience by sharing it on Facebook, sharing it on different platforms to, like, get in front of people. Like, so I thought the only people that were watching my videos were people like that I'd shared on Facebook, like people I personally knew. Probably none of those people were actually watching my stuff. But, like, what YouTube does is you put out a video and it starts putting it in front of a couple of different people, and if they click into it, their whole thing is it's like click-through rate if they click through it, and then also how long they stay on the video, and that determines which, like, the mechanism to put you in front of more people. So really, it's an algorithm, but it's determined by the people, the click-through, and then also how long they watch you. But I'm just gonna kind of just show a lot of this stuff on. So this is kind of what analytics look like. I don't know if these just show the most recent video. This is the overview actually right here. But right now it says this is the last 28 days. It says right now 71,000 views, watch time 767 hours, and you can see all this is showing up and up and up. I would say, like, in the last, like, probably 10 days, my views and getting in front of people has really dropped dramatically. And I don't know if it's kind of like because stuff I've said. I don't know that stuff that I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of in the doghouse a little bit. But you can see the subscribers right there, negative 231. So since I had that major boost, which was of all the subscribers, it has just went down and down and down and down. But I had to do that. I had to change that. I mean, you could say it almost kind of nuked my channel. I don't know. I don't. It's just a different way of going about it. I wish I would not have. But then it's like you also at the same time you think, like, well, I learned from it. It's not exactly how I intended. I didn't even know what I was doing. And instead of just throwing this channel aside and starting a new one, starting fresh, which, I mean, you can do that as well. I mean, it's like everybody's thing, but my channel is my name. It's like who I am. So it's like, I'm always probably going to have it, but maybe eventually later on, I'll start another channel that I actually go into and I actually know more what I'm even doing in the first place. So I'm just going to kind of click around. So you can just see, I'll just put it in front of here and you can just, so this has content, views. So it just gives a basic breakdown, likes, subscribers, and it shows just where people are seeing you. So a lot of my stuff, it's pretty much the majority of it is from shorts feeds. That's the way that, because I do a lot of shorts. The long form content I create, I clip it up in Opus Clips, and actually I have a link in the description if anyone. It's actually an awesome app. It's real. It can take your long form content and then it can like through like AI and how it just splices it up and puts it out there. That's really how I get a lot of the views, because that's how I cut up the big videos I do and do that. I'm just gonna kind of bounce through this audience. And there was something I wanted to actually show. You can kind of just see the negative. I'll just kind of click through so people can just see whether you're on here. You can always pause a video and just see actually where things are. Trends. There was something I actually wanted to see show on here in the last. It was something. It was just something in the last 10 days, honestly, that it really has just went down. And I'm like, what did I say 10 days ago that really screwed the pooch? I guess I don't know. That did something. I did something, and I really don't. I don't cuss really. I don't say a lot of bad things. I want to make my stuff more, that it's. People, they don't have to watch, because I guess if you're going to be in front of, I think that's why YouTube probably saw that I was getting close to that mark where they could start monetizing me, or I could start being monetized, and like they really pull the brakes back. Like it's like almost a teaching lesson. You got to like I'm taking everything like as what can I get from it, and it could be the best thing for my channel. It could be the best thing. Teach me what I'm doing, what I need to correct, what I need to change. Actually, I'm going to jump over to. So you can see I'm kind of just seeing, this is the live breakdown. So you can see, this is the subscriber count. So you can see in this is the last month, last 28 days, but it's just slowly dwindling down. It's gone down. And I think because a lot of it was that I put in front of people that really necessarily don't watch my stuff anymore. They don't because I've in the past when I first got on YouTube, I would watch something or subscribe to somebody, but not necessarily go back and find them. I wasn't. It can be just somebody you subscribe to. I've made it so that like the people that I'm subscribed to is more like who I really feel invested in, who I need to subscribe to them. So I understand that that's not like, and really subscriptions and followers isn't the biggest thing anymore. It's more of an interest driven. Like all the platforms are becoming more just interest driven, where the interest at. So this is my actual videos. You can see in the content section. You can see the likes, the dislikes. So in YouTube itself, you can't actually see dislikes, but in YouTube Studio, you can see it. So these are my shorts videos. Jump through here because I wanted to shows where I'm actually live right now. And you can see the right now. So like I was like for a while, I was getting a lot of views. I was getting put in front of people doing hot topics. But ever since, like, I think it was the Dan Bilzerian video, to be honest. I think that is what, whenever it was like that 12%, and playing a clip of him saying something like kind of crazy, I think maybe that is what really tanked it, really shot me in the foot or whatever. Because ever since then, it's just like, it's not, and it's the same thing with TikTok. Like on TikTok, I'm not necessarily getting in, like, I'm like, can't even go live really on there because it's almost, you have to be careful. It's like you can maybe learn from someone's mistake. Maybe I just screwed that up or whatever. Be more careful what you put on YouTube, what you put on, because it's not necessarily they're going to cancel your channel or remove you, but they just won't show you to anyone, And it's like when you're on YouTube, it's like, what do you necessarily? You're not seeking a topic out. Usually, it's what's in front of you that you're going to watch. All right, so what am I even trying to do? I'm trying to get to, okay, so this over here, you get further over, post, playlist, that you can see, here's the promotions. This is what and you can, and if you're just listen to this, you can actually go. So this is the videos that I promoted early on back in 2024. There's 12 total videos. I'll actually start at the beginning. I started basically doing about almost like $200 a video, and it's basically you're paying for impressions. And so at these, like, I'd pay for like $200 and it would get you almost like 1 million impressions. That's not guaranteed that somebody's going to click in and watch your video, but you can see the impressions to the views to how many subscribers gained from that. And I'll just start from down here. These are the videos like early on. And then you just think you're really growing, but it's not necessarily you're growing organically. You're growing because you're paying to put yourself in front of people instead of it letting the video itself. And I'll just put this in front of you so you can kind of see it. Instead of just the video itself being good and people clicking in, people watching, and that kicks the mechanisms, the algorithm, so it puts into more people and then in front of more people. And that's kind of the best way. So right here, you can see, if you are watching this, you can see it. It's all in front of you right there. And up to the highest one I paid for was 1,300, and I got almost 10 million impressions. So from that was like, but most of the videos were just like $200, $200. I think they're pretty much all $200. There was 2 videos that I paid more than that to put in front of people, but I really didn't know what I was doing. And then I realized none of that was counted at all towards organic watch time to grow the channel, to actually, and it kind of really set me back. And I had to and that was back in, I think I stopped back in probably September of 2024. And ever since then, I've kind of just remaneuvered everything. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to go through basic analytics. I think I've showed like most of, I don't know what else there really is. Like this might be good right here. I wanted to find that one analytic where it actually shows real time. Here's more stuff. You can just see based on every video, you can see like where people are watching, the impressions. So right here, I wonder if I could filter it by just like long form content. But itself, these are ones that it's like the ones that have done well, but not necessarily the ones that are most recent for me. Like, so like for a while I was doing like, and I was getting a lot more just organic, regular views and click through. I think that my click through rate has been pretty good. It's just something I said, and it's like, can you ever get back in YouTube's good graces? We shall find out. I'm not a person like, if like, I don't necessarily like, I'm doing this for a lot of reasons, but really because it's just like, I like doing it. And I like, I guess being real and being just like, what is the word? I'm trying to think of the word I'm trying to think of. self-expression. Maybe that's what it is. Self-expression. I like doing it. It's just and it's really caused me to grow, really caused me to even think through what I even think about certain things. And every video I look back, I'm like, man, that was really stupid. Why did I say that? A lot of the stuff that I say it, and even mid saying it, I'm like, man, sounds so stupid what I'm saying. But because I guess it's the being able to think through it and get it out of your mouth, but then it doesn't come out the exact way that you're wanting, that I'm wanting a lot of the times. And it doesn't even, I don't even represent myself that well because it's coming out wrong, if that makes sense. But I think every video, it's shaped me. It's helped me to get better and more clear in what I think and more clear and try to articulate what I believe. So that's really it. I don't know if there's much. I think I've jumped through. It's hard for me to click through and all this and actually find the stuff that I was wanting to show. But that was the main stuff. I just kind of wanted to go through there and how I think I exposed whatever I showed whatever. It's been kind of odd at times. I think I've learned a lot, and I think it's being fresh. I want to feel transparent. Yeah, there's nothing to hide. This is who I am. This is what I am. So people I think you can show, you don't need to hide anything. I don't need to hide anything. So I don't know if this all sounds weird. I think every video I hope I'm improving. I hope I'm getting better at what I'm doing. A lot of times you don't feel like it, but I think you got to look at almost instead of the day by day, but month by month, year by year kind of thing. So 2 years into this, and that's where I'm at. I've learned a lot. For anyone that does watch and jump in, I really appreciate. I love you being there. I love talking to you. I love you sharing this journey with me. And so we'll leave it at that. I hope you have had a good Memorial weekend, and I'll see y'all in the next one. See y'all.